Hi, Achtung. My name is Anna or Anne Kuen, and I'm happy to meet you.
Which color has freedom? Wow, that's kind of many. A lot of. I would say it's something very bright and warm, like a bright warm yellow or something like that, maybe, or like a really nice pinkish, like a color which makes you feel very comfortable, or very deep blue, which is very like calming. But then also I think freedom has many colors, as it's also something else for everybody, right? I mean, it's like everybody feels different about like what's freedom. Yes, definitely. I would say more in the arts field. Because when I tell people, like if they know me as a model and then they find out that I'm a painter, they literally ask if I painted that, or if it's my work, or if it's somebody else. Is this work? And I'm always like, how? Like that's a really like stupid question. And then sometimes there is, I don't know. I think we all kind of have, when we get to know someone, we have a vision of somebody, like the field you put somebody in, like a box, so you can, how do you say, you can sort it out more easy, or you know, like if you know, I don't know, your friend who is a journalist, and then you know the newspaper or the magazine they're working for, and then it's like the box in your mind that this is their job, or somebody's studying something, or somebody's a doctor. But then if you work as a model and are doing art, which kind of is connected in a way, but as it's both like creative fields like fashion and art, but it's very different also. And then people sometimes they don't really get the connection. It's like one person is doing both of these things, and it is not my hobby. It's like, you know, when I'm working here, it's my job. I'm like going here for work. And this happens quite often, that people are kind of surprised, being like, oh wow, and it's so big what you're painting, like how do you do that? I'm like, yeah, I'm painting it, that's what I'm doing. And yeah, so I think that's quite common, happens quite often. I definitely grew up surrounded by art. My dad is a restorer for paintings and sculptures, and so this way I grew up surrounded by art, or by like very old artwork, like churches and stuff like that. And my mom is a nurse and a musician, and so it was a very like all around artistic childhood what I had. So yeah, I think when I was a kid, there was like everything. I did ballet for a very long time, and all this like very artistic and humanistic approaches were like going on in my childhood. So I grew up with it actually. For me personally, I want my work to touch people. I want people to find their own story in it. I want that there is that I can create something which touches a certain part of somebody and to find their own story in a painting, so that it's not like really given from the first thing on. And I want them to experience something which I try to create with like all the colors and all the patterns and everything coming up there, which makes you feel something. Yeah, that's what I want. There is a very rough idea about it. Like I do little sketches, like they take maybe 2 seconds. And I think nobody would ever like recognize what I was thinking when I do that. So it's a very quick drawing with like a black pen. And then I know how the structure of a canvas is gonna be. But then in the end it always changes and it's never what I imagined in the beginning. And also what I figured is when I have an idea or a vision which is way too clear already in the beginning, the result is not really good. It's always kind of like, it looks very constructed, and this is something I don't want. Yeah, so there's like over the process of a painting, like the huge paintings, sometimes they just have to wait, you know. There's some like painting that started and then it sits around in the studio for, I don't know, 3 weeks or 4 weeks, and then I suddenly know how to go on. It's like a process, yeah. I'm definitely a night person. I hate mornings. It's really difficult for me to get up in the morning. And I also, when I'm here in my studio, I usually work from like later afternoons till midnight or like 2 a.m. or something. But then I'm done. Like there is a certain point where I know that I have to go to bed now. But I'm definitely not a morning person. It takes me very long, like a few hours, to arrive in a day, which is very difficult for me in a modeling job because very often I have to get up at like 4 a.m. and then you just have to function. And there's this thing where well, for me, speaking for myself, I get used to it. You just do it without thinking about it. But if I could choose, I would sleep until like 11 a.m. And then I would get up and then I would start very slowly and do like things I have to do. And then I go here in the studio and then start working here. Keep being free. And I don't know. I think it's very difficult because if you have like this main goal or this vision of something and then it doesn't happen, it's like, it's disappointing in a way. So it's sometimes I think it's better to like have it flowing, then you see what's developing and you see where you're going, and then you can decide if it feels okay to do that or not okay to do that. And but I have this vision of maybe having a huge studio one day where I can paint huge paintings, and having like keeping this freedom that I can basically do what I want and not being like, I don't know, I think that obviously there's gonna be like points in life where you can't really control, or you always can control it, but then there is some things going on where you just have to adapt to it, which is also okay. But I think as long as I'm in charge of what makes me happy, I want to do what makes me happy.